Facebook, how are you? I just logged in and tried to live feed and it cut out on me, so sorry if you were half watching and half not. So I'm just gonna wait a minute. I've had loads of messages of people that wanted to jump on, so I'm gonna just give them a few minutes to get there. Who's on? Tell me who's on. Comment. Give me some thumbs and hearts. Let me know you're here. Who have we got? Who have we got? Iona, hello. Tutu, hey, how are you? How are we all doing? Have we had a good day? What have we been doing? Tell me, tell me. Tell me what's been happening. Just literally going to live like a minute or so to just wait for everybody to get on. I can just see the numbers going up. So, and then I'm going to give you a tour around our latest house. So, a little bit of a back story. We literally picked up the keys for this house. Well, we picked up the keys for this house 2 weeks ago, and we've had a wall built. But we officially became the tenants responsible for it as of like yesterday. So it's empty, it's like brand new. Nothing's been done to it yet apart from the wall, which I'm going to show you. This is to give you a bit more info. This is rent to rent. It's direct through an agent, and if you want to know the numbers, let me know and I can run through the numbers with you. Just comment in the comments box and I can, if that's of interest to you, then I'm happy to obviously go through them. It's sourced for a client. We've got a local client in Milton Keynes that's looking for the house for some workers of theirs, so it's going to be given to them. And yeah, so fire your questions in and we can go on a little tour as well. So who have we got on? Let's have a little look. I don't know how we do all of this business. It's all changed recently. So who have we got? Alessio, hey, how are you? Hilary, hey, how are you? Imran, hello, hello. Natalia, hello. How's it going? Oh, there we are. We've got more people coming on. How do I see who this is? So I'm learning Facebook Live right now because they've changed the setup on the screen. It's the first one I've done in ages. So anyway, right, let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. I'm going to turn you around. So we're gonna let me start you from the front door, as if we're walking in the front door as somebody. So front door is here. Agents had new carpets put in for us because the carpets were vile before. You'll see actually one of the bedrooms, there's one bedroom that they haven't changed. So as we come in the front door, we've got downstairs toilet, fairly normal stuff. We've got a massive storage cupboard here, and this will be where our ironing board and our Henry Hoover and all of that goes. Upstairs is obviously there, but I'll go there in a minute. So we've got another big little, that doesn't make any sense. Big space under the stairs, which we're considering putting either a desk in here or like shoe rack and coat rack and that sort of thing. What do you guys do with space like this in your houses? Tell me. I'd love to hear some creative suggestions so that we're making the best use of the space. So this will be bedroom number 1. And so this, when we first took the keys over 2 weeks ago, this had a big hole in it, this wall. This was actually one big long room. So our guys came in. I'm just going to move the door back so I can give you a bit of a total view. So our guys came in, built the wall up so that actually we've got 2 rooms. And this is the carpet that's not very good, but we're going to put furniture there, so you're not actually going to see that, so there's no drama. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this. I wouldn't have it in my own house, but, you know, each their own. We will put into this room, we've got a 4x6 double coming in here, a wardrobe, chest of drawers, and we've got some canvases for the wall. We've obviously already got wallpaper. I feel like I'm not talking to you guys. We've got wallpaper and things in here, so we are going to do some fairly neutral in here because otherwise it's going to be a little bit much in terms of the colours and stuff like that. So this is bedroom number 1, which is downstairs. And then let me take you into the kitchen. So this is the kitchen. It's pretty big, this kitchen. So if I stand right back at the door as you come in, you can see the size of it. We've got a fridge freezer here, although randomly in the strangest of places, this is definitely going to move. We've got a cheeky little dartboard here. Sorry if I just cut out there, my phone rang. So yeah, we've got a dartboard here. We've got massive big oven, which is plenty of cooking facilities for the number of people that's going to be in this house. We have a dishwasher, obviously we have a sink as well, fridge freezer. We've got loads of cupboard space. As you can see, we've got hideous decoration, which is all coming out. That's all going to be removed. We've got some fish. So we've got donated one of these when we took over the house, which is interesting. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that yet. Haven't really decided. Just show you out in the garden. So we've got obviously our guys need to come in and do all the grass. The trees are being done by the landlord. So with this house, it's worth mentioning. Turn you around. It's worth mentioning with this house, because it's for an agent, we're not doing any of the maintenance on this house at all. We don't have to do any of the costly stuff. So no repairs, no maintenance at all. We had to keep the grass cut like a normal tenant would. But if there's a leaky tap or a loose carpet tile or loose carpet or something breaks, you know, the toilets don't work, anything like that, that's all being done by the agent. So it's costing us absolutely nothing to have that. To have this house in terms of maintenance and so on. So that comes that goes straight onto our bottom line, which is amazing. Let me show you the rest of the kitchen. So we've also got fridge freezer here. We're going to have another fridge freezer put in. We're going to have a table and chairs in that space there. And I'll probably show you a bit of a better view of the garden actually. Take you out. Ooh. For anyone that switches on right now, all they can see is a light switch. Sorry for you guys. Okay, so this is the garden. Hey Catherine, nice to see you. Guys, if you've got any questions or comments on any of this stuff, then please just drop it into the comments box. I'm pretty sure it will tell me if you've commented, so I can actually answer any questions you've got about how I found this, you know, the negotiations, what we've agreed, what's included, what's not. It would be really good to hear your thoughts on it, and I'd like your feedback and maybe ideas of how we use the space in the best way. Hey Jonathan, how are you? Okay, so let's turn you around again. We've got a utility room here, washing machine. This has all just been boxed in, because when I actually came to see this house, this was like horrific in here. It was decorated really badly. It was all like, not mouldy, but just grubby. So they've done, I mean, it's not the best looking utility room in the world, I'll be honest. We might do something with these doors, make them look a little bit more loved. But yeah, you know, it's a utility room, it does the job. And okay, so then as we go back out of the kitchen, here we've got will be our first communal living space. So in here, obviously it's got a door onto the garden. I've got some interesting wallpaper. Just give you a bit of a round, here we go. So that's the door into the kitchen. So in here we will have sofa, TV, general living space type stuff, probably a lamp, some curtains, make it a bit more homely in here. Obviously it's brand new. I've just literally, for those of you that have come on late, I literally picked up the keys for this in the last couple of days, so it's all empty at the moment. So this is going to be the communal space. Like I say, there was a big hole there last week, and our guys have been in and put that in. And we've done this for an agent, guys, and there's been absolutely no problem with us rejigging, reconfiguring, putting walls in where we've wanted them. And we also have secured this house with zero deposit, so no deposit at all. We've also secured it without having to go through any kind of referencing checks. We've only been trading for 2 years, so we don't pass referencing. And so every time I'm on the phone to an agent, I need to handle that objection. It's one of the ones I get out of the way first, because if they're not willing to budge on the referencing and the deposits, I don't want to work with them. So I've got agents that supply me houses with no deposit and no references required, which is amazing. If anyone needs any more info on that, just drop in the comments box. If you're not interested, obviously don't comment. But if you would like any more info, comment, and then I'll know you want me to talk more about it. So we're going to go upstairs now. Let's turn around again so that I don't fall over on the route. Dun, dun. See, they've all been cleaned. Lovely. Okay, so where should we start? Let's start here. So this is double ensuite. Which is, it's like a long and thin room, if that makes sense. We've got obviously a sloping thing here. New carpet, well, new-ish carpets, but not brand new. Ensuite here, shower, toilet, sink, fairly standard stuff. And then we just walk out of here. There's a really strange space here. Now, if I just stand back a bit, you can see that there's a bedroom there, and there's a room there. What is this for? Can anyone tell me what they would use this space for? My thoughts are, we should knock this wall down and create a bedroom here. But hey, I don't know. What would you do? I know there's a load of you guys on here that are running rent to rents now. What would you do with this random space? Tell me. Give me your feedback. We've got a room here. Now this obviously is too small to be a bedroom. Although room sizes, I'm not sure if it meets room sizes or not. For me though, it's not big enough. I've seen some HMO landlords put people in the bedrooms of this size, but for me personally, I wouldn't want to live in it, and so actually I wouldn't put anybody in it. We're going to put a study in here. So this is going to be a desk, probably over there somewhere. We might have another smaller desk there. So we've got basically a working from home space because, like I said, this is for a corporate client. So these guys are going to be working. And let me turn this around and talk. Yeah, so it's a corporate client, so the guys are going to be working. So having a studio, which if I turn around, study, sorry, this little study room, that's going to give them the opportunity to work from home. We're obviously putting super fast broadband in, and having a base where you can actually come and sit at a desk and work is way better than having to sit on the sofa in the communal room or having to sit like at the kitchen table when people are eating and stuff like that. So there's actually 2 communal rooms in this house. We've got the room downstairs, which will be the living room, and then there's this room, which will be the study. And then, let me take you on a turn. We've got, so bathroom, pretty standard stuff, as you can see. Horrible window ivy, which is all coming out. We've got bath, this shower is going up there. There's a really, really important thing when you're running company lets, especially, is actually, it's mostly men, in my experience, and they just want to have a shower and go. They don't want to have baths. So if you've got a bath in your house that you're setting up, and what you really need to do is you really need to put your shower on the wall. So we're going to have that retiled. So actually, obviously, the wall doesn't get damaged. I've got a big shadow on my face. The wall doesn't get damaged, and we've got a shower up there for people to use. And they can either bath or shower then, and that'll be fine. So we've also got, in this house, we've got 1 main bathroom. We've got 1 ensuite over there. We've got another ensuite over there and a downstairs toilet. So there's actually 4 toilet facilities in this house, and there's going to be 5 people, which is a pretty good ratio. I'm sure most of you would agree. So let's go into the next room. This is a double, as is probably self-explanatory. The blind is broken, and I quite like this room because why would you put your blind up like that? Can anyone tell me? So the people that lived here before, instead of putting it evenly across both ends of the window, they've put it up with about this much gap on that side and totally overrunning on that side. Why? I don't get it. Very, very strange. People do strangest things. So yeah, this is a double. This has all just had new carpets. And actually, when I came to see this house, after I've done this video, I'm going to post the pictures of this house when I first came to see it. And you'll see that it was an absolute disaster zone. I don't know who was living in here before, but they were just really messy. So this room behind me here was lime green, and I mean like bright day glow lime green. It was awful. So that's all been decorated, and actually the agent's done all of that. We haven't had to pay for any of that at all. He's also done the carpets. He has, or is going to do the shower and pay for that and have his guys do that. He's doing all the gardening stuff to pull all the ivy off the windows and all those sorts of things. He's had all the en-suites cleaned professionally. He's had all the carpets cleaned professionally. So all of that's actually been done by the agent, not us. So when I talk online about minimum cash in, maximum cash out, what I'm saying is we don't we really try not to spend any money if we don't have to, because every penny we put in at the beginning makes our break even longer, and actually I don't like that. I like to get my money back as soon as possible. Although this house was really, really minimal. We've got to spend, I've ordered the furniture today, which is £840 for wardrobes. We've got one fitted wardrobe in this house, so we haven't had to order wardrobes for every room. So £840 for the wardrobes, chest of drawers. We've already got the bedside tables because I'm recycling them from another house, thanks to Mr. Whittemore. I'm stealing them out of his garage. And we've had to order the beds, which we've got 5 beds at £129.99 each. So you guys do the maths on that. So with £840 plus £129.99 plus times 5, that's literally it, plus our first month's rent and an admin fee of £252. That's as much as we've spent on this. This is going to be serviced accommodation, so it's a company let, so we are going to be servicing this, but it's going to be more longer stay service, so it won't be serviced on a weekly basis. It will probably be on like a 2 weekly. We'll be putting cleaners in, we'll change up, we'll do all those sorts of things, but the client is basically using it for workers. So I'm going to go into the next room now, guys. If you have got any questions at all, please ping them into the comments box, because I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got. Just comment in the little box. So this is another double, again reasonably well decorated. We've got an ensuite in here. It's only a little ensuite, this one, but shower, sink, toilet, fairly standard stuff. In this room we will be putting a double bed, wardrobe, chest of drawers, bedside table, and we'll put some canvases up there on the wall. We'll obviously put a lampshade in. These are all the different things that we do as standard. We'll put a mirror in, all of the things that you can imagine needing in a room, so someone can just move into it. What we also do with all the beds is we'll put bedding packs on. So these guys are going to be, staying here typically Monday to Thursday, going home at weekends. So what we need to do is provide the bedding and things like that, because they don't necessarily want to be bringing all that with them. And we will put that in. I buy all of that from B&M's, super cheap, it's great, but actually not bad quality. It lasts reasonably well. And we actually, if it gets damaged or anything, it's cheap enough to just replace without it costing a fortune. So, okay, let's go into the next room. Hey Theo, how are you? I didn't see you there. Okay, so this is a single room, and obviously we're going to have a single bed there. There's actually fitted wardrobe in here. That is in fact not an airing cupboard, which is what I thought it was originally. It's actually a wardrobe. It's got shelves in the bottom and it's got hanging at the top. So we don't have to have a wardrobe in here, which is great, because from a space perspective, that might be a little bit tight. So what we're putting in here is a single bed, chest of drawers, bedside table, and obviously we'll put some artwork on the wall. We've had a blind put up. In fact, that blind was already here. We're putting another blind up in the other room that's got a sloping roof so that they match. So yeah, that will be that room. And that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to go downstairs, but I'm not going to talk while I do it, so I don't fall down the stairs. So guys, tell me, what do you think? What are your thoughts? What do we think? What do we think? I'm just going to turn this. Oh. Oh no, sorry, I turned my phone the wrong way around. Huh. Okay. Oh, sorry guys, I'm trying to read your comments. I've got loads and loads of comments, but I'm not a fan with the new thing. Okay, so Hillary is asking me, how did we negotiate this to be without maintenance? Well, because it's through an agent. When you deal with landlords, the service that we offer as rent-to-renters is that we take care of absolutely everything. Yeah, we take everything off their hands. It makes life really easy, and we run everything. The thing with sourcing to agents is that an agent makes money, makes profit from doing the maintenance on a house. So the second that you call them and say, oh, it's fine, we're going to do all the maintenance, we'll do all the management, they're going to not want to talk to you. Because all you're doing is tackling their pocket. Actually, you saying we're going to do all the maintenance means that they are going to lose money because they make a profit on that stuff. So with agents, we just leave them with the maintenance. They do what they do, they always do. We don't break their model at all. We become a tenant under a company or common law tenancy, and we let them continue doing the maintenance. We just report it to them, and they get their contractor out to come and do it. Hopefully that answers your question, Hilary. If you've got any other questions on that, just fire them in. I think it's a common misconception, actually, that people think that you can say the same script to an agent as you can to a landlord, and it's not true. It doesn't work the same because they're different. They're looking for a different service. They're looking for a different solution. So I'm just sitting on the stairs now, being lazy, sitting down. So yeah, there's a big difference in how you source to agents and source to landlords. You need to get your scripting right. Whilst we do the same sort of thing, and actually how we run the house and all that sort of stuff is the same, what we need to do is make sure we're saying the right things on the phone. Otherwise, agents aren't going to entertain you, or fewer agents are going to entertain you. Did that answer your question, Hilary? Let me know. Okay, Raki, hey. Would love to know more about the no deposit and no references. Okay, so no deposit, no references. This basically came about because I was a new business and I couldn't afford to tie money up in deposits. The same still applies. Every house that I pay a deposit on, and we actually have paid one deposit on one house, and that was the second house I ever did. And the reason for that is because I didn't really know, I hadn't really figured it out yet, how to say the right things and get the right things doing. So the way that I do it is that actually we've got a very specific rental guarantee policy in place that we, as a company, take out against each of the houses that we run. So when we're working with an agent, what we say is to negate the need for us to pay a deposit, and because we're going to be investing in the house and bringing it up to scratch and guaranteeing zero voids and all of those sorts of things, a deposit is there for damage, to cover damage, and to cover last month's rent if you weren't to pay. So, dealing with a professional organisation and not a normal tenant, it's a totally different relationship. So that's, Raki, the basis of what we say. Obviously, it takes time to get agents to draw into that. But I'm working with some of the biggest national letting agents, the big names that you'll have all heard of, who've all agreed no references, no deposit, as long as I pay the admin fee. So it can be done, but you have to be confident and know how to present it well. And it really comes down to understanding the reason why a deposit exists and why actually we shouldn't have to pay it, because we're going to be doing totally different things to what a normal tenant's going to do. So hopefully that answers your question a little bit, Raki. If you want more clarity on it, let me know, put comments in and I will cover them. Sorry you can see my thumb, it's because I'm scrolling through the comments box. Overcoming referencing. Oh, okay, so you've all asked about that actually, so hopefully that's unravelled some of that stuff in your mind. Untangled a couple of deals we're close on. Catherine, with regards to that, if you've got deals that you keep coming up against that, then I'd recommend, I don't know if you guys even know this, I don't really promote it, but you can book a Kickstart call with me, just an hour's phone call, and we can run through scripts, how to just overcome these objections, and just run through what it is you're actually hitting and why and how I would deal with that. So if you're interested in that, just PM me, then I can run through it. If you're losing deals because of it, I'd say definitely just get a fresh pair of eyes on what the words that you're saying and how you're saying it, and also get a fresh pair of eyes on the contracts that you're using with the agents, because really, really, really important that you're using the right agreements. You can't sign an AST as a company. You really shouldn't be using management agreements for rent to rent. There's loads of stuff there. So if any of that is, especially with agents, is actually causing you to lose deals, then just get in touch with me. Let's book a call and we can figure something out to make sure you're stopping, that barrier's not stopping you from doing deals. Okay, what else have we got? Let's have a look. Justin, is that comment? Oh, you guys can actually see up my nose. I'm so sorry. Let's move it here. Hi. Justin, was that a small bedroom about under the stairs? Was that what that comment was about? That's quite funny. Okay, what else have we got? Storage in the slim space. Raki, I think you're probably right. I'm thinking storage for coats and shoes and stuff like that, just so that the hallways don't get clogged up with crap. I tend to find that people chuck their shoes off and leave them by the door a lot of the time. So if we can try and encourage them to move it, I think that will work really, really well. Catherine, you take that wall down. Yeah, I think, you know, it's possible what we'll do. I quite like the idea of the study. We'll see what happens when we've got the guys in, whether or not a study's even being used. And if it's not, we might just knock that wall down. Absolutely. We've got this house for 3 years with a extension clause. So, yeah, we might just put the effort in. It cost us, I think the wall in that room cost us £475 to have done, decorated. So it wouldn't cost much money to do it. Catherine, if you would like me to send you a link for the beds, that's absolutely fine. We order in big volumes, so provided you're ordering in the same volumes, you'll get them for the same price. But I think the actual price for the beds we order is £140. We get a discount on it just because of the sheer number that Justin and I order between us. Okay. Let's see, what other questions have we got? Guys, thank you so much for all your comments and stuff. It's really helpful for me to give you useful content. If this is useful, hit like or heart. In fact, heart. I'd like a heart, please. Give me some thumbs and hearts. Let me know that you're enjoying what I'm doing. Otherwise, I might be boring you all to tears. Who knows? Okay, so Annette, with an agent, who pays for the maintenance, you or the owner of the property? With an agent, I typically would negotiate that. I can see all the hearts and the thumbs. Amazing. Keep going. Do that more. That makes me very happy. I feel loved. Yeah, so with an agent, the maintenance, we leave it with the agent because the agent makes money from that. And as soon as you start to try and take that away from them, they get nervous and start to think, oh, actually, they're going to be taking profit out of our pockets, and actually that's my commission, and so no, I don't like it. If you imagine a conveyor belt, like one of those ones at the airport, and a normal tenant goes from start to finish, and the agent knows exactly what's coming all the way down that conveyor belt. The second we come in with a wrecking ball and try and shove them off one side and to do something different than what they're normally used to, every time we do that, which is, there's a few times in the negotiation that potentially can happen, every time we do that, we're at risk of losing the deal. So where we don't need to, i.e. with maintenance, actually it's more money in your pocket if you don't have to do the maintenance. You just call them up, they send the engineer out to do the job, and it's done. Sometimes people don't like to do that with agents because they feel like it slows things down, but actually my experience of agents is that agents want to just get things off their desks nowadays, so they will send someone out to do things reasonably quickly. So yeah, with maintenance, always leave it with the agent, which ultimately means that the owner of the property will do it. With the owner, if you're doing direct to landlord, then you would need to do that inside of your business. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Hillary, hopefully that last bit also just answered that a little bit. What you've said for everyone's benefit is some people teach that you still do everything including maintenance, so your model makes total sense. Yeah, if it's direct to landlord, 100% we do everything, absolutely everything. But with agents, if you want churn of deals coming through all day, every day, you have to remember not to tackle their commission, and ultimately maintenance is something they make a profit on. So hopefully that answers your question. Imran, where's the house? In Milton Keynes. All my houses are in Milton Keynes, as that's where I live. How much should we spend on the house to get it up and running? Okay, so £252 for the admin fee. That was paid to the agent. Unavoidable, unfortunately. But they pay, it's quite funny really, because we pay that for them to do references. We know that they don't do references on us because we know we're going to fail them. So we agreed we would just pay them and we wouldn't need to have references done. That's their choice, but it's obviously just profit to them. That's fine. That's not something we couldn't avoid. We then paid our first month's rent, which was £12.50, and we have then ordered beds, which are £129.99 each for 5 beds. and we've had the wall built, which is £475, and we've ordered the furniture today, which is £840. I have recycled 5 bedside tables, so I've saved a bit of money there, and I've recycled some cushions and bits and pieces from other properties that we've changed around and so on. So I've not got a lot. I've got still got to go and get all the kitchen packs and all that sort of stuff for this house. So we usually have a budget of about £300 or something to go and get like a Henry Hoover and an ironing board and all the other bits and pieces that go with it. Well, I say a Henry Hoover. Actually, we use pneumatic Hoovers that look like Henrys because they're cheaper. We get them on Amazon. So I've got all of those things to buy. But Imran, I hope that answers your question in regards to what it's cost us. That's it. We haven't had to pay deposit. We haven't had to pay upfront rent. We've not had to pay anything else, really. That's about it, I think. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. Okay, so any more questions? Are we all still there? Give me some likes and hearts. Makes me feel loved. Are we all still on? I'm just reading through. I think I've answered most of the questions. How do you convince agents? Actually, so I probably couldn't tell you right now on this video. Partly practice, I'd say. Having the right script to start with, understanding the mindset of an agent, understanding what we can and can't say, and understanding the benefits of working with us versus the things that working with us, what they worry about by working with us. I think, you know, from an agent's perspective, there's 3 things that every single objection connects back to. 3, that's it. Money, the protection of the investment for the landlord, and commission, which links to the money. When I say money, I mean rent to the landlord, getting the landlord paid. Okay, that's what they care about first. Secondly, they care about condition of the property. Yeah, that what they care about is that actually you're going to look after it. It's not going to end up trashed, because if that happens, they have to explain to their landlord that they chose a shit tenant and the house has been trashed. It's going to cost them a fortune. So that's number 2. Number 3 is commission. Letting agents do not earn great salaries. That's just the nature of it. And the situation with letting agents is that they are always looking to protect their commission. So every time that you have an objection, you need to link it back to one of those 3 things. Now, in the training that I do, the guys of you that are on here that have done my one-to-one training, you'll know that we literally look at those 3 things and we brainstorm all the different objections that letting agents come out with and all the different objections that landlords come out with. And I basically go through and link it back. Every single one is connected to those 3 things. And then all you need to do is work out what you're going to say to address that issue. So, for example, if an agent said, oh, well, my landlord doesn't want people in and out. Okay, well, that's great, because that's not what we want either. This is what we do as a business to make sure that that doesn't happen. Every time there's an objection, we want to make sure you definitely get paid. Okay, fantastic. Well, we do too. This is what we do as a business to make sure that that happens. It's about making sure you link back to those 3 things. And actually, with a lot of practice, you know, if I look back at how many calls I've made in the last 18 months, 2 years, it's a lot. In the first 12 weeks, I think with Gumtree messages, text messages and phone calls, I think I touched in with about 1,200 different landlords and agents, which was a lot. I just literally smashed the phones for 3 months because I had no choice. I needed to make it work. I needed to make some money. So I did that, and practice makes perfect, I guess. Not that I'm saying I'm perfect by any stretch of the imagination, by the way. I'm certainly not. I've always got more to learn, and I can get better. But my hit rate now with agents and landlords is pretty good. We have I do a day where I invite people in to spend a day in the office with myself and my sourcer, and we literally just hit the phones in your area, building pipeline. And I'm always quite amazed by the feedback, because actually most people don't realise we just say the same thing over and over and over again, and once you've practiced it and practiced it and practiced it, and you've listened to it and you've heard it and you've practiced it again, it actually just becomes easy. It's like a conversation. So that's how I convince agents, Ashley, is I work really hard to improve my script every time I talk. And if you need any help on scripting, you're welcome to book some time with me, and we can actually build your scripts to work for you and your positioning and your location, and looking at the objections that you're struggling with. Just let me know. What else we got here? Do we need a license for this? No, it's a 2-story house with 5 people. It's not licensable HMO. It's only 2 stories. So let me see, what other questions have we got? My arm's going numb. I need more likes and hearts, guys. Otherwise, I'm going to have to put my arm down. Are we still awake? Are we still there? What other questions have you got, guys? It's very rare that I get opportunity to actually jump on here and spend some time just answering questions. I am going to do a live Q&A next week now, obviously, because it's Thursday. But while I'm here and I was doing the inventory, I thought I would chuck this out because it's quite good for you guys to see the behind the scenes of what we actually do. What else have we got? Hilary, the license, if you go onto Google now and put licensed HMO, you'll see that the rules are you need a license if it's 3 stories and more than 5 people and they share facilities. It has to be all 3 of those things. A 2-story property is not a licensable property. You can Google that and it comes up. In fact, if you want me to, remind me, send me a message on Facebook and I'll send you the link to it so you can see that. Liam, what percentage of your deals are through agents? Actually, most of my deals recently have all been through agents. I don't know the percentage though. I'm actually not sure. Maybe 80%? I don't know. Something like that. Something like that. Imran, I'm not sure if you saw at the beginning, this is not going to be an HMO in the truest sense. It's actually going to be serviced accommodation for a corporate client. So we are doing yes to fire safety, but again, the like HMO stuff is not really relevant to this one, but it's not licensable because it's still only 2 stories. Thank you, Hilary, you're welcome. Hopefully that was a useful nugget of information. What other questions you got, guys, about anything? Doesn't necessarily need to be about this house. Have you got any questions about sourcing in general, how we analyse the numbers, what the numbers look like on this particular house? Is anyone interested to know what profits we'll make off this, maybe? I don't know. Tell me what I can help you with. Now I've figured out how to use the comments box. I'm on fire. Okay, so Imran, how did I get the corporate clients? So in Milton Keynes, I mean, we're quite lucky in Milton Keynes because we've got a lot of like head office business. There's a lot of corporate business here. So a couple of things really. I use LinkedIn a lot. Typically we'll speak to HR people in businesses. Think about if you were running a business and you had consultants or contractors or workers that were working away from home, i.e. on projects or whatever it might be, which department in your business would book the accommodation? Yeah, it's different for different sizes of businesses. So for big giant corporates, it's a different part of the business. For smaller businesses, it might be directors, it might be PAs, those sorts of people. Think about which companies in the area do I want to target? Who do I want in my house? Go and find a contact for them. Ring them up and tell them you have accommodation. You can save them money on hotels and you can create a better living environment for their workers while they're away from home. It's quite a good sales pitch, but you have to just go and find them. You have to go and put the effort in. They're not going to come to you. Yeah, they're absolutely not going to come to you. It's about building relationships. Like any sales is, it's about building relationships, getting to know them, putting your brand out there. You know, it takes time. It's not going to come overnight, but once it does, you get repeat customers. And you know, we've got clients who will take a property. They won't commit to the full term. We'll take a property for 3 to 5 years, and they'll commit to a year at a time because they know their guys are going to be using it. So you need to Just go out and find them. Think about, again, this is kind of my mantra, work out who your audience are. So if you're looking for corporate clients, who are they in your area? Where are they? What type of companies are they? Work out where those people, in which department of those businesses will the people be that book the accommodation. Just Google it. There's loads of information about that sort of stuff, like who does what in businesses. Then work out where those people hang out. Yeah. So are those people hanging out at networking events? Are they at business events? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Where are those people? Go to that place, go to those places and talk to them. Tell them about what you do. Tell them how you can help them. Tell them how you can save them money. How you can make their employees happier by giving them better accommodation. Think about the services and the solutions that you offer and go and tell them about it. That's it. It really doesn't need to be more complicated than that. Keep good records as well. So have a CRM. Include in your CRM information about obviously the email address, phone number, etc., etc. Make sure you're registered for data protection if you're going to do that, which you all should be anyway if you're sourcing deals. Make sure you keep records and then market to them as well. You know, send them a newsletter once a month. We've got new accommodation coming available. We'll have done that on this house because we knew about this house. When did we know about this house? Maybe 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, something like that. We knew it was coming free. We came and saw it when it still had people living in it. And we then decided, yep, we need to find a client to fill it. So we went and spoke to the data list that we've got, found a client that was interested in this area, could afford it, budgets, etc., etc., wanted this much space. We signed them up. We then signed the house up and went from there. So hopefully that answers your question. Liam, if you had £400 a month marketing budget, how would you spend it? Oh, wow. So we don't spend that much money at the moment. Minimum cash in, maximum cash out. So we're trying to grow different, we've taken on team, you know, we're trying to grow different parts of the business. So we're spending a lot of money on that side of things. We are also spending a lot of money on a redo of a website and other such things. At the minute, I don't have a £400 a month budget. I would do a combination of things though. I would do online and offline. Online's great, but a word of warning to you all, if you're going to go and do things like Facebook adverts for landlords or corporate clients or agents even, please get advice of how to use Facebook advertising targeting properly. Otherwise, it's just an incredible waste of money. Never use the blue boost post button. Facebook created it for amateurs to use, and it really doesn't do much. You need to go into the full targeting and actually structure your Facebook adverts properly. Now, whilst I do know how to do Facebook advertising, I'm not going to sit here and try and teach you how to do it. I have an advisor that I work with in my business. Her name's Kelly, and she would be more than happy to talk to anybody that wants to learn more about how to be delivering a better digital engagement from their business. And obviously that, I mean, she can do an audit and things like that. You can book some time with her to have a call or whatever. I can certainly send the details out if that's what you want to do. But it's not really about necessarily driving traffic until you actually until you've got the foundations of where to send that traffic once you've got it. So going out and spending money on Facebook advertising is pointless if you've got nowhere to send them. So what Kelly does really well is help businesses to understand what they want to do in their business, if that makes sense, in terms of where to send the traffic once they've got it, i.e. blogs and websites and those sorts of things. So, I pressed the wrong button. Sorry, guys. So what time are we on? That would be helpful because I've got to be on a call at some point. I don't want to get carried away. Can you guys just tell me what the time is? I can't see it on my phone. Other questions have we got? Yes, Justin, I am keeping this one. Profits, it's a 5-bedroom house, so, 6:04, shit, I'm late for my call. So I'm gonna have to get off this Facebook Live. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to go. I will follow up with all the questions in the comments ASAP, and I'm gonna do another Facebook Live this week anyway. So thank you so much for all your input. I'm sorry to have to cut it short, but I was meant to be on a call 4 minutes ago. See you later, bye.